Let's look at Ripple. Now, where is it as it stands today in terms of, say, cross-border transactions? Is it ready to compete with, say, SWIFT?
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and that was the managing director of the UK for the company Ripple. And yes, in this video, you're going to hear that answer. Is Ripple ready to compete with SWIFT? The market is looking very bullish, especially Ethereum. So what's going on? Well, the narrative is being shaped for Wall Street, and Tom Lee is on a roadshow, and he owns now 1% of the entire circulating supply. ETH is charging ahead. You can see it's up over 7% on the 24-hour. Every asset, every protocol, every project needs a story. And before we hear that Ethereum story, I want to say congratulations to Team Ripple. That document that I just shared with you was uploaded a few hours ago, and the SEC really says that Ripple Labs got into trouble before the court order that blocked them from using a special rule, that's Regulation D, to raise money privately without full registration. But now the SEC is waiving that block. So Ripple, the company, can use the rule again. It's like getting a second chance because the SEC sees good reason for it. I want you to listen carefully to this narrative. If we think about XRP, because of the stablecoin, RLUSD has been introduced into their payment flows. I personally think, in my opinion only, that XRP, the digital asset, needs a new narrative. But that being said, I want you to listen to how they are bringing Ethereum into the spotlight. Have a listen.
But Ethereum specifically, why is it something you need to hold in your portfolio?
Well, to me, Ethereum's having its Bitcoin 2017 moment again. And to give perspective, in 2017, Bitcoin was under 1,000. But that was the year when Wall Street discovered that the narrative of Bitcoin is digital gold, and Bitcoin has gone to 120,000 now, so 120 times increase. In 2025, a couple things are happening around Ethereum. The first is the Genius Act is now making stable coins kind of green-lighted, which is the ChatGPT moment for crypto, but it needs a smart contract, so it doesn't work on Bitcoin. The second is the SEC is pushing forward with Project Crypto, which is actually asking Wall Street to move the entire financial system onto the blockchain. Ethereum is the preferred choice for Wall Street because it's had zero downtime since inception, matching what the banks want, 100% uptime. It's also the most legally compliant and secure blockchain because it's recognized in the US and it's the second largest blockchain. And the third is almost all of it is taking place on Ethereum. JP Morgan's building their stablecoin on Ethereum. Robinhood is tokenizing on Ethereum. You know, the custody banks are doing it on Ethereum. So it's really where Wall Street meets, but that's also where AI is meeting crypto. Because as you know, as we tokenize and move towards robots, you need a token economy to control them, which is taking place on Ethereum.
Now let's finish off this video with my curated clip from Cassie Craddock. And until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Today, we are joined in the studio by Ripple Managing Director for the UK and Europe, Cassie Craddock. Cassie, welcome to Yahoo Finance Future Focus.
Thank you for having me. From our business perspective, we saw 250% year-on-year growth last year, really kind of supercharged by the launch of this regulation. And so what we see is that clear regulation equals a willingness or a desire for banks to be able to offer digital assets to their customers. Well, like you mentioned, we started out trying to solve the multi-trillion-dollar cross-border payment challenge, and blockchain technology really solves that pain point. And we've been doing this now for over a decade, and have processed over $70 billion, and can pay out comfortably to 90 markets around the world, which is very different to some of our competitors in the market. And this really gives us this opportunity to leapfrog. Now, your direct question around SWIFT, I think there's a world where we both coexist. Our customers really just want to be able to send money instantly cost effectively around the globe, and whether or not that's using blockchain technology or other tools, really we just need to be able to enable a better customer experience. And what we've seen from an industry perspective is this heightened interest in stablecoins, because stablecoins really do solve that problem. And the nature of blockchain technology is it's truly global, and that's really kind of the benefit from a customer experience perspective. Now, more broadly speaking, solving the cross-border payment challenge has enabled us to build digital asset infrastructure that we're now banks and financial institutions such as SocGen Forge, BBVA are leveraging that technology really to build their own business. And continued evolution of regulation will only further that business model for us.
Yeah, well, if you're looking at things like stable coins, now Ripple has a stable coin. Is this something that the company as a whole are focusing on?
Well, I think the Ripple stablecoin, really was born on the back of our customers asking for it. So we know that stablecoins are fantastic in payment products, and we've built a global payments network that leverages the Ripple stablecoin. And secondly, we are the largest builder on the XRP ledger, and stablecoins are a requirement from an on and off ramp perspective to be able to enter that ecosystem. And so we saw an opportunity beyond kind of use case driven, but also the opportunity to bring to market a most compliant stablecoin. We've seen kind of significant traction from that stablecoin perspective, which is extremely exciting. Of course, we're still early, but we're exceptionally excited about how things are trending from that perspective.
What is really working in crypto at this moment? What is the biggest utility that we have at this moment in time in crypto?
I think, going back to, where we started out over a decade ago and really solving the cross-border payment, the payment challenge, enabling banks and financial institutions to move money around the globe is a real, even in 2025 today, it's still quicker for me to get on a plane and fly that cash to my aunt in Australia than it is to send an international wire. And so we are really kind of breaking down barriers, enabling these financial institutions to give their customers a much better experience. And whether or not that's through stablecoins or through XRP, being able to do that on a truly global basis, I think that is a transformational shift in terms of how we think about traditional finance.
Hi everyone, I'm Fabio, co-founder of Zardao, and I'm super excited to tell you about XRP Seoul 2025, hosted by our good friends at XRPL Korea. It's a global event bringing together XRP holders, developers, and projects from all over the world to share ideas, build connection, and explore the future of blockchain. Save the date, September 21st, 2025, and join them at the amazing COEX Auditorium in Seoul, buzzing Gangnam District. We're talking 3,000 plus people, 100 companies from 40 countries, and powerhouse speakers lineup. Tickets are already on sale, so grab yours now and be part of the action.